I met a business owner recently who was pretty devastated about how his business was performing. So I sat down with him to help him analyze where exactly he was going wrong. And when we broke it down, it came down to 7 grave mistakes that this business owner was making. And here's my observation out of working with so many entrepreneurs. 95% of business owners, especially small business owners, are making the same 7 mistakes. And you could be making those mistakes as well. So let me break it down for you. What are those mistakes that you need to avoid while building a business? The first big mistake that every business owner needs to be aware of and avoid is doing everything by yourself. Now, most business owners fall into this trap of doing everything by themselves because they believe nobody else can do the work as well as they can do it. They become control freaks in the process, but what they forget is that there are too many things, too many moving components in a business that need to be working simultaneously if you want to build a stable and successful business. Doing everything by yourself is a big trap. That's the first thing you need to be aware of. And most entrepreneurs fall into this trap of doing everything by themselves because they are not hiring. And that naturally becomes the second big mistake to avoid. Not hiring because you see hiring as an expense is a big trap to fall into. The reason I say that is this. Think about it. Business is a team sport. One person cannot do marketing, sales, operations, R&D, accounts, human resources, and management consistently. So if you're expecting yourself to do everything, just because you're worried that by hiring people, your expenses will increase, then you haven't understood business, my friend. Then you're looking at it as a freelancing activity where you are the one who's selling, you are the one who's servicing. And that is not enough to build a stable stream of income for yourself out of your own business. Looking at hiring as an expense just tells me that this person does not understand the science behind building a stable and successful business, and this person does not have the mindset of building a business, because all this person is focusing on is saving money. And that is the third big mistake to avoid. If you're only focusing on saving money, then please understand this. Naturally, all your decisions will be about how can I save more money, how can I play safe. You can't create wealth by thinking about how you can save money. If you want to make money, you got to think about how can I make money. But unfortunately, most small and medium business owners fall into this trap of not even thinking about how they can make money because they're busy thinking about how can I save, how can I save, how can I save. So what I need you to understand is this. If you want to create wealth, if you want to build a scalable, profitable business, you can't run away from certain input costs and investments that you need to make no matter what. Now, beat those investments in building your team, your systems, your strategies. Don't ever run away from that. A true entrepreneur is someone who's willing to put the money in areas which will give him results and returns. And naturally, building teams gives you results and returns. So never ever get stuck into the trap of thinking, how can I save? Instead, focus on thinking, how can I make money? Now, the biggest hesitation that you may have is, Rajiv, but I have tried to hire, I've tried to build systems, I've explored strategies, but it's not given me returns. So what you need to understand is this. You may have hired people, but you may have hired people without having the skills of hiring the right person. You may have hired an incapable person who's not able to perform, and therefore you are losing faith in hiring. So one of the things that you need to understand, and one big mistake you need to avoid, which I call the fourth big mistake, is you need to focus on upskilling yourself and improving your capabilities. Not upskilling yourself, not investing in your own development is a big mistake that you need to avoid in business. Because think about it. If you are capable, you will build a capable team, capable systems, capable strategies, which will help you build a capable business. But if you are incapable and you're just relying on your common sense and your trial and error methods, naturally you're bound to make decisions which are going to go down the drain in terms of investments, and you're going to lose faith in building your own business. Remember, the business is a reflection of your capabilities. So the more you learn, the more you will grow. The more you will grow, the more you can grow your business. Running away from investing in your development and your education is a big trap. Now I know you must be thinking, Rajiv, what should I start with? Where do I start in terms of learning and upskilling myself? Well, one recommendation I have for you is to participate in my 2.5-hour live program called the Business Success Workshop, where I break down for you the mechanics of building a business. I break down for you what do you need to focus on to build a stable and successful business. The link of the Business Success Workshop is there in the description. So make sure you register yourself and go through that 2.5-hour learning, which will unveil for you what are the areas you need to focus on to be able to build a stable business. Which brings me naturally to the fifth mistake. The reason why any entrepreneur would be making those first four mistakes is because they are actually fallen into the trap of fifth mistake naturally. And the fifth mistake is not thinking scale, only focusing on survival. Look, the game you play determines the direction you take and the decisions you make. So if your game is purely about how can I pay salary on time, rent on time, credit card bill on time, and EMI on time, and you're not focusing on how can I build a scalable, profitable business, how can I capture more markets, how can I increase my market share, then naturally you will fall into the trap of thinking small and petty, and you'll make those first four mistakes. The fifth mistake is actually the cornerstone which determines what direction are you thinking in. If you're embarking on this journey of building a business, then you might as well build something that is scalable and profitable. Why play small? Because even building a small micro business takes equal amount of hard work and effort and struggles as a business of scale would take. So might as well play big. And the reason why most business owners fall into this trap of survival and not thinking scale is because they are making the sixth mistake where they are starting a business just by having a product or service expertise but not having business skills. Think about it. Just being good at the product or service skills is not good enough. Today, if you want to build a successful business, apart from having a good product or good service, you also need to have competent business skills. You need to be good at structuring your business model for scale. You need to know how to set up systems in marketing, sales, operations, R&D, accounts, human resources, and management. You need to know how to hire the right people, how to train and develop people, how to appraise salaries, how to fire the wrong people. All of these are critical business skills. And most people get into business without having these business skills, and they don't learn these business skills once they are in the process of building their business as well, because they are stuck with the capability of just product or service. And they think just being good at delivering a good quality product or just being good at delivering a good quality service is good enough. But that's not enough. And that's the big mistake to avoid. Don't just be product or service centric. Integrate these multi-dimensional capabilities that are required to build a successful business. That is an important path for every business owner to follow. And most business owners don't follow this path of developing business skills and get stuck with product or service skills because they're making the seventh mistake. And the seventh mistake is being service focused, not sales and growth focused. Think about it. If your only metrics of joy from your business is when you're sitting and servicing your customers with your products or services, then you will not think about sales, you will not think about growth. In fact, most entrepreneurs think about selling only when they need sales in desperation. They're not thinking about selling so that they generate a stable, consistent monthly income for themselves. They're thinking about sales only when they run out of projects and they have no customers in the pipeline and they're done with executing their existing projects. That's when they have the mind space to say, okay, now what next? So please understand this. Not thinking sales, not thinking growth, and only thinking product or service delivery is a big trap for any business owner, and that's the trap that actually creates this ripple effect of all the other 6 mistakes that I shared with you in this video. So these are the 7 grave mistakes any small, micro or medium business owner should avoid making so that they set themselves up in the right path of building a scalable, profitable business. I hope you found value in this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you did.